Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, my name is Couscous and this is the Get Ahead family. In today's video, I'm going to be sharing an information that I have never shared on this channel. If you are currently an international student in the UK or a prospective international student, or should I say, if you hold a student visa in the UK, I'm going to be sharing how you can switch from a student visa to a skilled worker visa without necessarily having to complete your studies. You know that there are different kinds of visas that you can switch to if you are a student in the UK or if you're a recent graduate. So for the graduate visa, which gives you 2 years or 3 years to look for a job after your studies in the UK, you have to complete your studies and you have to pass your exams. Your university has to issue a statement, that statement that says, oh dear Couscous, congratulations, you have completed your studies and you have passed. Okay, that particular statement, you need it. Is maybe either an email or in your student portal. When you complete your studies, that's you finished your exams, you finished your dissertation, it has been scored and you have passed all your courses, all your modules, then that is when you are eligible to apply for a graduate visa. However, you can be able to switch from your student visa to a skilled worker visa without having to finish school. How? I'm going to show you in this video. So stay tuned. Welcome back. If you're new here and you're yet to subscribe to the channel, do well to subscribe to the channel. Here I share everything study in the UK, scholarships, student life in general, admission tips, and so much more. So yes, do well to subscribe to the channel and let's get right into this video. So yes, you can be able to switch from your student visa to a skilled worker visa when you are in the UK. How do I know? This is because if you go to the UKVI website, which I'm going to be showing you guys shortly, you would see that there are requirements from switching from one visa to another. For you to be able to switch from another kind of visa to skilled worker visa, there are requirements. So we're going to go to UKVI website. So before I continue, I want to introduce the sponsor of this video, Amber Students. Thanks to Amber Students for sponsoring this video. Guys, you already know that I bring you guys premium information. If you are a prospective international student in the UK, you should visit Amber Student to book your student accommodation. So Amber Student is a platform that offers thousands of private student accommodation in different cities for international students near their university. Okay, they simplify the process for you by taking up the paperwork and giving you student accommodation based on your budget. I have done 2 videos sharing step-by-step way of how to use the platform to book your desired student accommodation. So I'm going to link the 2 videos in the description box so that when you're done watching this video, you can visit those videos to watch and see how to book your private student accommodation at affordable rates on the Amber Student platform. Okay, the good thing is that you will see student reviews on each of the properties, so you will know which property you should go for, which ones the student had a good experience, which one they did not, which one is close to your university. You will see the videos of those properties, you will see the facilities, and it will help you make a choice. Okay, so visit Amber Students. I'm going to put the link to visit Amber Student platform in the description box as well, so that you can go and book your student accommodation without any stress. Okay, so we're going to go to the UKVI website. Of course, you know, www.gov.uk, and then we're going to say work in the UK. Now there are different kinds of work visas in the UK. If you want me to make a video analyzing all the kinds of work visa in the UK, let me know. There is temporary work and there is permanent work visa, and in that temporary work visa there are up to like 7 different types of temporary work visa. So if you would like to see that video, let me know. So yes, we're going to focus on skilled worker visa today. Now, under the skilled worker visa, it says a skilled worker visa allows you to come to or stay in the UK to do an eligible work with an approved employer. This visa has replaced the Tier 2 general work visa. If you go down, you're going to see the eligibility for a skilled worker visa, which says to qualify for a skilled worker visa, you must work for a UK employer that's been approved by the Home Office. Before you you know if a UK employer has been approved. There is a list of employers who have a sponsorship license. You also see it on this website. Everything is on this website. All you need to do is just search. Now, so you must work for a UK employer that's been approved by the Home Office. You must have a certificate of sponsorship from your employer with information about the role you've been offered in the UK. So you know that when you get your before you apply for a student visa, you need your CAS, that's confirmation of acceptance of studies, that mentions or outlines all the information related to your program. Now, there is certificate of sponsorship from an employer which outlines all the details of the employment. So you will need that certificate of sponsorship in order to be able to apply for your skilled worker visa. Now it says here you must do a job that's on the list of eligible occupations, and then you must be paid a minimum salary. How much depends on the type of work you do. Let me just break it down. For you to be able to switch from your student visa to a skilled worker visa, whether you're done with school or not, you must first get a job with an eligible employer in the UK, like an employer that can sponsor your skilled worker visa, because not all companies in the UK have the license to sponsor foreign workers. That's number one. It does not just end there. You must have a certificate of sponsorship. That's a given, because if a company employs you and knows that you're a foreigner and you will need a skilled worker visa, they will ordinarily give you a certificate of sponsorship. Now, the additional requirement is that you must do a job on the list of eligible occupations. What you need to understand is that not all jobs in the UK is eligible for a skilled worker visa sponsorship. What do I mean? If you go to the UK VA website, you're going to see a list of eligible occupations on the skilled worker visa. That means that it is only when there is an occupation on that list, that's when you can be issued a skilled worker visa. So there are some occupations that you can get and you are not qualified to get a skilled worker visa. You will not really understand until you come to the UK VA website. Okay, so it says here, the specific eligibility depends on your job. So when you get a job that is eligible for skilled worker visa sponsorship, it does not end there. The salary you are paid for that job must match the minimum salary. That's, you must be paid a minimum salary. How much depends on the type of work you do. Now, for them to say you must be paid a minimum salary, there is also another requirement. It is not all kinds of job that you must be paid a minimum salary. There's something called minimum salary and there's something called going rate salary. Okay, so we're going to go to the details of the job to see what I'm talking about. You must meet all the following requirements to be eligible for a skilled worker visa. Your job is eligible for this visa, which means your job must be eligible under the skilled worker visa job approval list. Okay, when you go to the skilled worker visa list, you will see the eligible jobs on that list. So your job must fall under that. It does not just end there. And you'll be working for a UK employer that's been approved by the Home Office. I've already explained that. The UK employer that is giving you that job must be approved by the Home Office, and then you'll be paid at least the minimum salary for the type of work you'll be doing. Minimum salary for the type of work you'll be doing is whichever is the highest out of the following three options. Either you're being paid 25,600 per year, £10 per hour, or the going rate for the type of work you'll be doing. So I'm literally going to break it down. Let's say that you get a job with ABC Limited, and ABC Limited has the license to sponsor foreign workers. Now the job you are getting with ABC Limited is data scientist. Data scientist is under the skilled. I'm not saying it's under. If you want to know a breakdown of eligible skilled worker jobs, let me know. I can make a separate video for that, because it is going to it's a long list. Okay, so all you need to do is go to the website. I'm going to put the link in the description box so that when you're done watching this video, you can visit that the link and go and check all the eligible jobs for skilled worker sponsorship. Back to my example, you have gotten a job with ABC Company Limited, who has a license to sponsor you, and the job you have gotten has a code that is available on the skilled worker list. Let's say data scientist, right? Now this requirement says it is either you are paid 25,600 per year or £10 £10 per hour, or the going rate for the type of work you'll be doing, whichever is the highest out of the following three options. That means that if the going rate, because there's also a table showing the going rates for skilled worker jobs, like there's a lot, right? Now, if the going rate for data scientists in the UK is £30,000 per year, and your employer has employed you and is paying you £25,600 per year, it is not eligible. So you should know. But if it is, if it is 30,000 or above, then the job is eligible. Before you can find out if your job is eligible, you need to know its 4-digit occupation code and look up your job occupations code, which is in this link. If you click, you're going to see all the jobs and their occupation code, and then you're going to be able to know if that job is eligible. Then you can now compare what the employer is going to pay you. I think I need to break it down the more. Let's click this eligible occupation code and see something. So let's say you don't know the eligible occupation code for that job. So you're going to come here and I'm going to say, let me say data scientist. You're going to search. Now you see scientist, data computing. So you're going to select the one that is closest to your description or the job. So I click here, data scientist. So when you click, you're going to see the job description. Okay, this is the occupation code 2425. Actuaries, economists, and statistics. So if you do not know the exact, or if you do not see the exact job title, all you can do is check these tasks required by this job, and then you can see if the job description matches this. If it matches it, then you can use that. Now let's go and check for 2425. If we're going to check two things. Is 2425 eligible for a skilled worker sponsorship? If yes, what is the going rate? So we're gonna go view the table of eligible jobs. The code is 2425, right? We're going to go, this is the table, so we're going to go look for 2425. Yeah, so 2425 is in the list of eligible occupations to get a skilled worker visa. So you see economists and statisticians, blah blah blah. Now, since it is eligible 2425, we are now going to go and check the going rate. Now let me just say, he says salary requirements. You usually need to be paid at least 25,600 per year, or £10 per hour, whichever is higher. If the going rate for your job is higher than both of these, you usually need to be paid at least the going rate. Example, your salary is 27,000 per year, but the annual going rate for the job you will be doing is 30,000. You do not meet the usual salary requirement for this visa. Understood? Okay, so let's go and see the going rate table. Let's go and see the going rate for 2425 job, whatever. Going rate for 2425. Look at that. Actual economy citation, another 32,800, or 16.7 per hour. In essence, if you get a job with a code under 2425 and the job is not paying you up to 32,800, they are not going to approve your visa because it is not eligible. Now there is a perhaps, or there is a, should I say there is a comma, or there is an exception. The word is there is an exception. What is the exception? The exception is there are circumstances that you are allowed to earn lesser than the going rate for that job. And what are those circumstances? If your job is in the shortage occupation list. Oh yeah, let's go and see. Let's go. We're going to go and check the shortage occupation list to see if that job is part of it. Let's go. Just go and type UK shortage occupation list. I have done a video about the UK shortage occupation list, and the way I did that video, I did this in such a way that you should, if you want to study in the UK, you would choose your course based on the UK shortage occupation list, so that when you are out of school, it is easier for you to get a job without restriction. Okay, so if you don't want to go through all the shortage occupation list, watch that video, because when you watch that video, you understand what I'm talking about. Now let's check the subject. Short tests. Shortage occupation list. What was the code for that job? It was 2425, Abby. Let's check if 2425 is in the shortage occupation list. Hey, 2425 is in the shortage occupation list. Yay! Okay. So, and then note that the shortage occupation list, the going rate also depends on whether it's England, Scotland, Wales, or Northern Ireland. It says here 80% of the going rate is 20. Remember that the going rate was £30,000, right? Now it says here 80% of the going rate is £26,240, which is could be 12.94 per hour. Remember. So now this is the only way your job can meet the requirements. So let me recap just in case you're not following. The first thing is that you can switch from a student visa to a skilled worker visa without necessarily having to complete your studies. There are no penalties for doing that. Now, but before you are able to switch, you must get a job that is eligible for skilled worker visa sponsorship. What are the jobs that are eligible for skilled worker sponsorship? We have listed the jobs that you will go to the skilled worker occupation list to check, and if your job is there, it has to meet either 25,600, £10 10 per hour, or you must meet the going rate of the payment for that kind of job. Now, the going rate depends whether it is England, Wales, Scotland, or Northern Ireland. Okay. However, if the job does not meet the going rate, you may still be eligible to be sponsored if that job is in the shortage occupation list. Yay! And I already said that I made a video about the kinds of courses you should select to study in the UK based on the shortage occupation list. That way, when you're done with your studies, it is easier for you to get a job without all these restrictions. How did I know that you can switch from a student visa to a skilled worker visa? This is how I knew. Okay, you come back to the skilled worker visa. We've addressed the eligibility, and then how to apply. You know, before you apply for a visa, there's whether you should apply from inside the UK or outside the UK. Now, for you to apply from inside the UK, it means you already have a visa, which could be any kind of visa. Now, let's see. You must apply online. How you apply depends on whether you are outside the UK and are coming to the UK, inside the UK and are extending your current visa, inside the UK and switching from a different visa. Let us click switching from a different visa. Switch to this visa. You might be able to switch to a skilled worker visa if you're already in the UK on a different type of visa. This is the fact that your partner and children will need to apply separately to switch. That's if you're with your partner and child in the UK with a different kind of visa. When you switch to a skilled worker visa, your dependents also have to switch. You must meet the following requirements. Your job must meet the eligibility requirements, and you must be able to speak English. Of course, if you're a student in the UK, you must have already met your English language requirements. So when you are switching, they will still use that requirement that you used to meet. So you don't need to write another English language test or do any other thing, because you already met it before. Once you meet an English language requirement in the UK once, you don't need to meet it again. Now it says here, you cannot apply to switch to this visa if you are currently in the UK on a visit visa, on a short-term student visa, on a parent of a child student visa, on a seasonal worker visa, on a domestic worker in a private household visa, on immigration bill, because blah 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 blah. So if you hold any of these visas, you cannot switch it from inside the UK. It does not mean that if you have a visit visa, you cannot get a skilled worker job. It only means that you have to exit the UK, go and apply for the skilled worker visa from your country. But because you are on a student visa, which is not a short-term student visa. So a short-term student visa is a 6-month student visa for short courses. But once your course is more than 6 months, you're going to get the normal standard student visa. That's the general student visa. So if you now get a job that meets the skilled worker sponsorship requirements, you don't need to leave the UK. You can apply to switch from your student visa to that visa. How do I know? I know because there's no restriction from switching from a student visa to that visa. And then there are a lot of people currently in the UK who have switched from UK student visa to a skilled worker visa without necessarily having to complete their studies. So usually if you already probably have a second master's degree and you had to just enter the UK, and the only way you could do it is come through school, and maybe you get into school and then you get a job based on your qualifications, you're like, I don't think I really need to finish this degree. You can go ahead and switch, leave the school, switch and get a skilled worker visa. And once you get a skilled worker visa, you don't have to complete your studies anymore. I know questions will arise as to what about the school? What would the school do? As long as you have withdrawn, the school will not have any issues, okay? If you have already paid your fees, you may request for a refund, but that would depend on the school policy, okay? If you've already paid your fees in full and you don't want to continue your studies and you want a refund from the uni, it will be based on the university policy. Okay, I think I've been able to cover everything that has to do with how to switch from a student visa to a skilled worker visa. If you have any further questions, my God, drop it in the comment section. See, I noticed that on my channel, a lot of people find my videos from searching for UK visa information. So see guys, I'm going to be sharing a lot of visa information. Let me know if you need information on graduate visa, temporary work visa in the UK, skilled worker visa, the different kinds of visas in the UK. I am here for you. Okay, let me know, and I hope that you benefited from this video. If this is the first time you're hearing this, let me know in the comment section. Okay, and if you've heard this before and you know somebody that did it, or you have switched from your student visa to a skilled worker visa, let me know. You know why it is beneficial for you to switch? I'm not saying do not complete your studies. Of course, if you want to complete your studies when you're done, you get a graduate visa. Or even when you complete your studies, you can still switch to a skilled worker visa without necessarily having to get a graduate visa. So the advantage of having a skilled worker visa over a graduate visa is because you know that you need 5 years of work in the UK to be able, or 5 years of work in the UK to be able to get an indefinite leave to remain. Now, when you are on a student visa or graduate visa, it doesn't count. It is when you switch to a skilled worker visa that it starts to count. So some people would just, instead of finishing school, they just switch to a skilled worker visa. After all, I came here to make money, I came here to work, not necessarily that I came here to school. So they get that job and they start working, and in 5 years time they get an indefinite leave to remain. Other people would finish school, and instead of spending another 2 years on a graduate visa, they get a skilled job which sponsors their skilled worker visa, and their 5 years automatically starts counting. So let me know if this video is helpful. Remember to watch the video I made on shortage occupation list as the eligible courses if you're still planning on going to the UK to study and you are not sure which courses to select. So the video I made on eligible courses to study in the UK based on the shortage occupation list, you should watch that so that it will help you. I have a video that shows a step-by-step way to apply for a UK student visa. If you need that information, visit that video, watch it, and then you can be able to know how to apply for your student visa. I'll catch you guys in my next video. Bye bye.